Well, it's a new era at Jarvis Christian. Earlier this year, the institution celebrated its 110th year anniversary by dropping college from its name and becoming a university. And every good university has its sports. But in this case, Jarvis is adding a sport that many programs don't have. Our sports anchor Ashley Moore explains in this special report.
Jarvis Christian University is among a select group of colleges around the country, representing just one of 107 schools known as historically black colleges and institutions. But when you take all 107 HBCUs and filter them down by who has a collegiate wrestling program, that number dwindles to 4. Jarvis Christian University in Hawkins is one of those 4, led by freshman Cedric Abney.
It feels surreal, like it's just sometimes you just dream of being about making history and being a part of history. So you can leave back a legacy that you try to, that's my main point in life, is to leave a legacy, and to do it on the HBCU level. That's where I want to be at.
While Jarvis joins extremely rare company for men's wrestling, on the women's side, the university is in a league of its own. This year, it became the first and only HBCU in the nation to house an active women's wrestling team. A history-making program with experience at the helm, led by Coach Lance Brown, who coached under Hall of Fame wrestling coach Kent Olson.
The goal is that hopefully we can get other HBCUs to follow suit and be that standard that says, hey, we need to have a team. We have men's teams, but let's get the women involved too, because women's overall is the fastest growing sport in the country, is women's wrestling.
In their first meet this season, JCU's women's wrestling team had all 3 wrestlers place, including a 3rd place finish from Natalie Bryant, becoming the first HBCU in history to compete in tournaments and duels.
It's so nice to be part of history. It's so nice to know that I'm part of the beginning of it all.
But to build a program from the ground up, you have to start with the foundation.
This is the future home of Bulldogs wrestling.
The program's future practice facility, still an empty classroom.
It's all scratch. We only have our Coach Brown, we only have us, and we all are trying our best to build this family, build this group.
Traveling each and every week to practice on the backcourt of the Gladewater High School gym.
We want the sport to rise. We want everybody to rise with the sport, and we're hoping to find different practice partners that we can help push them to their limits and help them push us to our limits, so that we can just continuously get better and get better.
With no assistant coaches, no equipment managers, no recruitment help, these athletes, this coach, all in it for the love of wrestling.
You bleed together, you take bruises and take beatings, wins and losses, but at the end of the night, everybody's riding home in the same bus for 10 hours. And you're laughing and you're having music and you're stopping and eating together. And then on the end, you're just having fun.
Fun, but with it also comes its share of pain. Growing pains of starting something new, an uphill battle these Bulldogs are ready for.
That's all it's about, creating new waves around the world if we can.
To usher in a new wave in HBCU sports.
You got your football, your basketball, but it's football and basketball. And it's already set in stone. But with wrestling, we still have places that we ain't at yet, and we still got towns to hit, so we still a growing sport, even though it's the oldest.
A growing program in little old Hawkins, Texas. The first for women, but hopefully not the last.
JCU will join the Sooner Athletic Conference for wrestling, since the Red River Athletic Conference doesn't sponsor the sport. But good news, the men's and women's wrestling teams are headed back from a tournament at Lindenwood University in Missouri, where the women's wrestling team recorded a total of 8 pins, one against the reigning women's senior national champion.